The video for class 12th, and the topic which we will start today is the grouping of the coils in series and parallel circuit. And after this topic we will deal with the mutual induction, specifically mutual induction or mutual inductance of the two coils together. Okay, so the chapter which is going on is electromagnetic induction. So here you can see here I have written the statement that is grouping of coils. On the screen you can see the three inductors are connected, and means it is not a basically a three conductor, it is two conductor and then dot 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 and the Ln circuit. Means this is a series of a circuit in which the inductors are inserted and they are in the series format. Okay, so we all know that if suppose L1, L2 and NL are these inductors, then the EMF generated in each of the inductor can be written as the total EMF is equals to E1 plus E2 plus dot 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 En. Okay, so if I will use the formula for the EMF generated, that is using the self inductance concept, so that will be EMF is equals to Ls into di by dt. Okay, so Ls is basically the total inductance in the series circuit, and L for specifically for suppose the self inductance EMF in the first inductor, so it will be L1 into di by dt plus L2 into di by dt and so on Ln plus Ln into di by dt. So after combining all the formula, we got to know that Ls is equals to L1 plus L2 and till whatsoever is the inductor installed. Here I have taken di, the rate of change of current with respect to time, as constant. Why we have taken this constant? Because we all know that in the series circuit the current remains the same, and in the parallel circuit the voltage remains the same. So that is why we are taking di by dt, the rate of change of current with respect to time is constant. So with this concept we got the formula, means for all the inductors which are connected in series, so the total inductance of that circuit will be taken out with this formula. Next is the parallel circuit. If you can see here, I have drawn the inductors connected in a parallel circuit and with the source of EMF. Here also we have taken the n number of inductors which are connected to each other. The thing next I have written is I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus dot dot In. So means what? In this the voltage is remains the same, but the current is divided in each and every inductor. Means the each and every inductor must be having the different currents depending on its capacity or its requirement. So the current is given to the each and every circuit or appliance which is connected in the load, which is connected in the parallel circuit. So using the concept I is equals to EMF upon the inductance, self inductance. So here I will be equals to E upon LP. Here I have written E upon LP in the LHS side because we are talking about the inductor in a parallel circuit. So that is why E upon LP. And in the rest of the individual inductor I have written E1 upon L1, E2 upon L2 and so on. In this case, I should have not written E1, E2 and En, because we all know that the EMF or the voltage potential difference across each and every terminal is should be same. So what we have taken? We have taken the potential difference as same, that is E1 is equals to E2 is equals to En and so on. So after using the concept, we got one formula in the parallel circuit, that is 1 upon Lp is equals to 1 upon L1 plus 1 upon L2 plus 1 upon L3 and so on. So these are the two formulas which we can use while solving the numericals, which are based on the combination of the inductors in the series or a parallel circuit. In the next, now the next topic which we will deal is the mutual inductance, and specifically the mutual inductance of two coils which are combined together. Okay, so let me turn the page. As you can see here, what I have written on the heading, that is the mutual inductance of a two coil or two long solenoid specifically. So what I have drawn, let me zoom the screen. I have taken the two coils which are aligned together within, means within the on the same axis of the rotation or on the same axis of the coiling. If you can see, one coiling I have drawn with a red pen and one coiling I have drawn with a blue pen, so that you can differentiate the two coils, how the two coils are inserted over each other or within the same axis of the coil or axis of the rotation. This is the side view of the two coils which are induced together, and this I have drawn is a basically front view. Okay, so how does the from the front, how does that the view can be look like? So here you can see one coil I have made with red pan, and the bigger one coil I have made with the blue pan, and the current which is flowing in the blue is denoted with the I2, and here the direction is like this. From here I2 is coming, and from here I2 is going, and S2 denotes the solenoid, the second solenoid, and S1 denotes the first solenoid. The length we have taken is same, and the topic which we will deal is the mutual inductance of the two coils or a long solenoid. Now for starting the concept, or following the procedure how to find out the mutual inductance, let me turn the camera. So here you can see from the above figure shows the two long coaxial solenoids, each of length L, that you can see I have taken. The diagram shows here. Here what are the things we need to assume? That number one, the number of the turns N1 is the number of turns per unit length of an inner solenoid, that is S1. Okay, we are taking S1, that is the inner solenoid, and what is the number of turns? Suppose we are taking number of turns in this N1 S1 solenoid is suppose N1. And what is the R1? R1 is the radius of the inner solenoid S1. As you can see, the radius of the inner solenoid is small, and we are taking it as R1. And similarly, if I will talk about the bigger solenoid, that is the outer solenoid. So N2, I am taking the number of turns of the solenoid which is there in the outer one, that is N2, and the radius of the each cross section, or the radius of the solenoid of each coil, we are taking this as R2. Now here the same thing I have written for the assumption. Now what we are assuming, now we are, let us suppose and imagine a tiny current varying, means what is the property of that current? It should be varying, means variable. The tiny current, that is I2, is flowing or through is flowing through S2. Means what we are assuming, let us suppose in the outer solenoid we are assuming a small tiny current we are passing, and what is that, we are naming that current as I2. Okay, and which is passing through that S2 coil. We have not inserted any current through S1, that is installed inside. Okay, we are passing the current which is outside, and the coil which is outside. Okay, a very small amount of current which we have the current which is we have uh, produced. Now what we will do, now what will happen after flowing, which will set up a tiny magnetic flux, that is phi 1 through S1. Now what will happen as the two coils are installed along one another? If we are generated a current in the outer coil, so what will happen? The magnetic field lines will start passing through the coil because of the production of the current, or because of the generation of the current. So what will happen, the magnetic due to this current which is flowing in the blue coil, okay, and the magnetic field lines will start generating over this space area, and what will happen, a tiny, because the current which is flowing I2 is very small, so it is very sure that magnetic flux which will pass through S1, that is the small solenoid, or the little one, red one. So the magnetic field lines or the magnetic flux which will pass through the S1 will be very small, or will be very tiny in the nature. Tiny means what? Magnitude wise. So tiny magnetic flux, that is phi 1, will pass through S1. So using the concept of mutual induction, we can say that the phi 1, that is the flux which is crossing through that S1 solenoid, is actually equal to M12 into I2. M12 means what? M12. How to read this M12? The magnetic mutual inductance, sorry, magnetic, I am saying mutual inductance which is produced in the first coil due to second. How to read this M12? Mutual inductance in 1 due to 2. So M12 will be equal to that is flux F phi 1 upon I2. Means in either way I can say that जो भी फर्स्ट सोलिनॉइड में या फर्स्ट कॉइल में, जैसे जो रेड पेन से बना हुआ है, उसमें जितना भी फ्लक्स होगा वो कैसे पता चलेगा? दैट विल बी फाइंड आउट विद द M12 म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस इन 1 ड्यू टू 2 and multiply by the current which is flowing in the second coil, that is I2. So means the M12 is the coefficient of the magnetic induction of the solenoid of S1 with respect to S2. Also we can say that magnetic field due to current I2 in S2, अगर हम उसी सोलेनॉइड की बात कर रहे हैं, मीन्स दिस सोलेनॉइड, that is S2. What is the magnetic field due to the current I2 in मतलब due to the current I2 in the S2, वो हमें कैसे मिलेगा? We will get with the formula that is B2 is equals to mu naught N2 I2, means B is equals to mu naught Ni. ठीक है, we all know this formula. So we got the magnetic field which is produced in the solenoid S2, and we got the flux which is produced in the solenoid S1. Also magnetic flux through S1, अगर हम magnetic flux through S1 की बात करें तो how much we are getting the flux that is phi1 is equal to magnetic field in that solenoid multiply by area of that cross section and the number of the turns. So since we are talking about the first solenoid, the number of turns भी हम लोग क्या लेंगे first solenoid का, and area of the turn will also take from the first solenoid. And why we have taken the B2? Because the flux which is produced in the second solenoid is because of the magnetic field which are coming from the first solenoid. That is why we are taking B2 here. Now where how to find out this capital N1? The capital N1 can be written as small n1 multiplied by the length, that is the total number of turns. The N1 which we have taken, if I will remind you, so N1 which we have taken it was actually number of turns per unit length of the inner solenoid. Okay, so if I will multiply the number of turns per unit length multiply by the total length, so we will get the total number of turns, that is N1. So after putting each and every value, how much flux I am getting in the first solenoid, this is the value of the magnetic field lines in the second B2 solenoid, that is mu naught N2 I2 multiply by the area of that solenoid, that is pi r square. And since we are talking about the first solenoid, that is why we are taking R1 here, and now multiply by the total number of turns, that is N1 into L. So after simplifying, what we are getting the flux which is produced in the first solenoid is equals to mu naught N1 N2 pi R1 square L into I2. This is the full-fledged formula of the magnetic flux which is produced in the first coil. So after comparing equation number 1 and equation number 3, means one formula we got flux phi1 as like this, and the first formula we got using the mutual inductance concept was like this. Okay, after comparing equation 1 and equation 3, what we are getting? The mutual inductance value we are getting, that is M12 is equals to mu naught N1 N2 pi R1 square into L. So means if a material of relative permeability, अगर हम लोग relative permeability की बात करें, since this is the formula which will be valid when there is no material which is inserted in it, means when there is air or vacuum. So if suppose a material is inserted between the space, okay, then in place of mu naught the relative permeability concept will come, and the lastly the formula will look like this, that is M12 is equals to mu r mu naught multiply by N1 N2 pi R1 square into L. So in the, we got this formula when we are talking about mutual inductance of solenoid 1 with respect to the 2. Now we will see what will happen if we will reverse the case. Means a time varying current I1 is passing through the solenoid S1, and what will be the result? The development of the magnetic flux phi2 through S1, and hence the means the whole case we are reversing in the order, means in the opposite order. In the first case what we have done, we have passed on the current, in the solenoid S